Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jenny Homan. I am one of the recruiters and academic advisors for the MBA program. So today we will be covering the one-year International MBA program. And so we will review kind of the program history a little bit, go over some unique program features that accompany this specific program. And then we will review the requirements, the fall schedule, and some COVID-19 updates. Unfortunately, we still have to talk about that. And then we'll get into admissions criteria, costs, and at the end we'll have time for questions. But if you guys have any questions along the way, please feel free to either chat them or just to go ahead and say them out loud. That's totally fine. So let's go to the next screen here. Okay, so the MBA program at Ashland started in 1978, so it's been around for about 42 years. But the one-year international program is semi-new. It began in Columbus at our Columbus Center in January of 2017. So that cohort started in January and then they graduated in December. So it is a year program and they survived and completed it in a year. So next is the unique program features. So the MBA degree comes with a specialization. If you are interested in the Columbus Center location, if you live near Columbus, that specialization is going to be finance. And if you are located closer to Cleveland and are interested in that location, it would be supply chain. So if you're not interested in either of those specializations, you can customize. We can swap those classes out and put you in something that you're more interested in, whether that be HR, project management, whatever it is that you're looking for. We are pretty flexible. We can switch those classes out. So this program specifically, the one-year international, you will have Saturday classes. You'll have a class in the morning from 8 till around noon, and then you will break for lunch, and you'll have a class in the afternoon from around 1 to 5, and that will vary based on your professors and how long they want to keep you. So each of these classes will be 7 weeks in length. 2 study tours are incorporated into this program. So getting into the study tours in a little bit more detail, the study tours will be 7 to 10 days long. The Columbus and the Cleveland cohorts combine. So you guys will travel together with both cohorts, as well as the dean of the College of Business will travel with you, as well as an MBA representative. So either myself, my colleague Jake, or our executive director will be with you guys when you're traveling, as well as our travel agent, ISP. They will have someone with us on the ground as well when we're traveling. So this allows for a lot of different networking opportunities. You're able to meet other MBA students and network with them as well. So you kind of create a big family there when you're traveling. While we're abroad, you will talk with 8 to 10 companies. You'll be meeting with top level executives. They will typically, how this goes is they will give a presentation about their company. They might ask you for certain feedback on things. You might do a small project while you're meeting with them. And then there's just opportunities to speak with them one-on-one and things such as that. We typically try to incorporate either Ohio or US-based companies while we are abroad. So some examples of companies we've met with have been Google, General Electric, and Parker Hannifin. They will try to incorporate a brewery, distillery, or a winery visit while we are traveling as well. That tends to be a fan favorite. As well as including a cultural or like a touristy activity. So for example, when we were in Paris, of course, we had to see the Eiffel Tower. So that was included in our, in the cost as well. Let's see what's next. So students are able to bring a guest. So you are able to bring a spouse or a sibling or a parent. They will just have, they would pay at cost, and that cost will vary depending on our location of where we're going. And they are able to room with you. We definitely can make that happen. So some students will take advantage of that then. So again, this is an all-inclusive program. So everything, all the flights, the hotels, the travel while we were abroad is included in that cost. The only thing that is not going to be included is your books. So that is something that you would be responsible for outside of your tuition. So while you are in class sessions at either the Columbus or Cleveland Center, breakfast and lunch is provided for you, so that they will take into account any dietary restrictions or preferences that you have. And from what I've heard, the food is pretty great. So they definitely do not skimp out on any bad food, that's for sure. Let's see here. So class sizes, Columbus usually has from around 10 to 15 students in each class. And then Cleveland is always a little bit bigger. They usually have 15 to 20. And like I mentioned before, students have told me in the past that their cohorts tend to become, you know, family. You're with them on Saturdays, you're studying, you're traveling together. So it's nice to kind of have that camaraderie and be able to lean on them for help with assignments and things like that. And our faculty, not only have they taught in the subjects for years, but they also have real world experience. So they're able to bring that knowledge from, you know, where they've worked for many years into their teaching. So that's a huge benefit as well. So our international tour options, COVID-19 has kind of put a damper on that recently, which we'll get into a little bit more detail in a future slide. But as of now, the next tours we have slated for is South Africa in March of 2021, and then Israel in May of 2021. Typically there's 4 tours per year, but unfortunately we had to cancel the October and November tours due to COVID-19. So this is what we're projecting, but again, this could change just depending on what continues to go on with that. But we will have a virtual study tour option available this fall. So I will give you more details about that here in a little bit. Other unique features that the program has, we have an MBA career coach. She helps current students as well as alumni. She can help with resume building, interviewing skills, job searches. A lot of students, when they graduate with their MBA, they're like, great, what does this mean now? What jobs does this now open the door to? So she is great with helping kind of unlock those opportunities, and she will do whatever she can to help secure the goals and positions that you're looking for. We also have a mentorship program. So if you are a current MBA student and you would like a alumni mentor, we can set you up with an alumni who can kind of just help guide you through the program and answer, you know, any questions that you have, which might also lead into a great networking opportunity as well. And then once you graduate from the program, you can then choose to be a mentor yourself. So kind of comes back around then. We also tried to increase campus involvement. That's been more the past couple years. We've tried to make students feel like they're part of the AU community, because you are. Just because you're not taking classes at main campus doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to come to campus. So we invite all of our students and alumni to speaker events that we have. Each year we will have an MBA we sponsor one of the football games, so an MBA room where students can come in. We just kind of have a tailgate style. We watch the AU football game and connect with students and alumni, as well as sometimes the groups will get together and have reunions, study tour reunions, where they get together and just, you know, discuss the trips that we've had. So that usually is pretty fun as well. I think that's all. Sorry, that was a lot of information on that slide. So next will be the program requirements. So these core phase 1 classes are going to be the same regardless of which program you choose. So if you wanted to do online, if you want to do this program, anything, any of our MBA programs are going to be, these are going to be the same. So what's going to change then are going to be your electives here at the bottom. So as I mentioned, Columbus and Cleveland specializations are different. So I listed these out here Columbus will take investments in global finance, and then Cleveland would take supply chain management and supply chain strategy. And then your other two classes would be your study tours. And then you'll finish up here with the capstone at the end, which is run just as the same as your other classes. 7-week class run similarly as all the other ones. Let's see here. So next we have the fall 2020 Columbus cohort schedule. So if you are in the Columbus area, this is what your schedule would primarily look like. So each semester is broken down into session A and session B because you have their 7-week courses. So you would have these 2 classes in session A and then these 2 in session B. So right here, this MBA 568 virtual study tour is where our the actual previous study tour would have been if we didn't have to cancel it. So as of now, there's the virtual study tour option, or you could take an online elective instead, or if you wanted to wait until travel is available, you can also do that as well. So this is Columbus, and then this is Cleveland. So this is what your you would look like if you were joining the Cleveland cohort. And something else to keep in mind, our programs are very flexible. So if you're looking at this or have a little bit of concern about taking 2 classes at the same time, your work is pretty demanding, your family's demanding, or whatever you have going on in your life, we are able to scale this back. So you can take 1 class at a time, you can take more than this. It's all dependent on, what you have going on and what you are looking to do. So any questions about that, just feel free to contact our office and we can kind of customize any type of schedule that best fits your lifestyle. Okay, so COVID-19 updates. So because Columbus and Cleveland are both kind of hotspots right now, the university found it best to have these classes be virtual for the fall, just to ensure the safety of the students and the faculty and staff on those campuses. So what virtual means is it would be similar to what we're doing right now. You would log in at your specific class time. So it would still be, Saturdays, either in the morning or in the afternoon, depending on your classes. And you would participate live. You would have that live interaction with your professors and your fellow students. So you would still be able to meet them and interact with them. Hopefully, in the spring, we'll be able to be back normal face-to-face. That's the hope. And there's always online classes available. So all of the classes you're taking in the program are also available online. So if you're not interested in this virtual option, we can stick you into an online class as well. So the virtual study tour that will be replacing the actual study tour this fall will be a tour of Prague. So you will have real-time virtual learning with your fellow classmates and then top-level executives in Prague. You'll work on a consulting project with Oracle. They will be incorporating cultural components such as cooking classes and museum tours. So the cooking class would obviously entail they would send you the cooking materials and you'd kind of go through that, which sounds like it would be super fun. And then it's just also a great way to expand your global network, even in the midst of a pandemic. So we're trying to still make this opportunity available for students as well. Okay, so admissions criteria. Cumulative grade point average of 2.75 or higher for your undergraduate program, as well as 2 years work experience. And then we do have GMAT or GRE waivers available. So if you want to contact me after this, we can kind of go through what would be needed for that. See, these are just the steps on how to apply. It's pretty user-friendly. You would just fill out the application. It will ask you to upload your resume, and then we will need you to send your official transcripts from your undergrad institution. So most schools are able to do this electronically. which has been a little bit easier, being as though a lot of people are working from home. So electronic is probably the easiest, but we can do regular mail as well. Just make sure that they are official and they're not sent to you directly, they're sent to the university directly. Okay. So costs and billing, the total tuition rate is $33,900. That's the total cost of the program. And again, that's all inclusive cost with the travel or the virtual study tour materials as well. So this kind of will break down what it looks like in the fall, spring, and then the summer. Students are billed at the beginning of each semester. And if you will be utilizing financial aid, you will be assigned a specific financial aid advisor, so you can talk with them one-on-one on that process and any questions you had regarding that. Okay, so that pretty much covers the basics of this program. I thank you for joining me. If you have any questions at all, feel free to either chat them or just unmute yourself and we can discuss more. Here's all of our office's contact information. So myself, my colleague Jacob, and then our executive director, Ron Mickler. So thank you guys for joining. I am just going to stop the recording here and then I will stick around if you have any other questions.